Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? How we doing? It is Wednesday night, January 19th, 2022. I appreciate you guys for tuning in to episode 10 of the Capital P podcast. Episode 10 is entitled Red Alert. Red Alert, and I'm gonna let you guys figure out later why I call it Red Alert, you know what I'm saying? But you are tuning into episode 10 of the Capital P podcast. I appreciate you guys for checking into my podcast. It's all me all day long. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you guys have checked out episode 1 through 9 on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I like to think they're good little episodes, nice and clever, funny, hopefully. If not, it's all good. I still love y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep doing my thing no matter what. Okay? So it is Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. And really, I'm just recapping last week's adventures of the NFL playoffs. And let's see what else. I'm going to talk about... Actually, I got another video to show you guys that's going to be thrown in. I call this episode Red Alert because on Drink Champs this week, one of the guests was DJ, Cool DJ Red Alert. You know what I'm saying? One of the most legendary DJs of all time. And he was dropping gems on there like crazy. So, you know, I'm going to recap watching that. And I also got a book I want to talk about. The book is about, actually, I'll just talk about it when I get to it, but I'll probably do that last. So, also, I'm probably gonna do what I like to call random ass question, right? It's called random ass question because it's just gonna be a random ass question thrown from the hip hop gods, you know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that goes. Again, welcome into the Capital P podcast, episode 10, Red Alert. You know what I'm saying? Give you guys a hand clap. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? Before we get started, you already know. Let me get a beat. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? You know, I already got the drink on deck. That is vodka and strawberry soda, basically. So it's kind of light, you know, but it's tasty. Cheers. Yes, sir. I hope you guys are all having a good night. Wednesday night, recapping a lot of things that went on this week. So really, let's just dive right in, man. You know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what? Before I start out, let me send a shout out to my boy, Mike Holcomb. What's up, Mike? You sent me a nice message. I don't know if it was last night or this morning. A very cool message, you know what I'm saying? My man just acknowledging that he sees the vision I'm trying to have with the Capital P podcast, you know what I'm saying? Nothing fancy, nothing, you know what I mean? It's just basic shit. But he sees what I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all from the heart. I'm just coming with what I want to do, you know? One day I'm going to have a guest on. One day I'm going to call someone, videotape it, and edit it in, and we'll see how it goes, you know. But if not, it's all good. I think what I'm doing is enough, and we'll just see how it goes, okay? But I just want to send Mike Holcomb a shout out, man. I appreciate that message, man. That made me feel good today. I appreciate that. You see the vision. Shout out to my boy, Mike Holcomb. All right, let's dive right in, all right? So over the weekend, we had a whole bunch of wild card games in the NFL. So in game number 1, you had the Cincinnati Bengals beating the Las Vegas Raiders 26-19. As a 15% Raider fan, I didn't appreciate it at all, man. My dad is a Raider fan, so by default, I have to show them a little bit of love. You know what I mean? Shout out to my dad, Herman Borders. The Raiders weren't able to pull it off. They played somewhat decently at the beginning, but it's like the Raiders pulled the you fall for the old banana in the tailpipe with the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? They make you think it's going to be all good, and it's really not, you know? And I got to give a hand clap for Joe Burrow, man. The Cincinnati Bengals. First time they won a playoff game in about 30-something plus years. I mean, come on. At that point, they deserve it. Joe Burrow coming straight out of LSU, straight off of winning the national championship, straight to one of the worst franchises in NFL history, the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals were not supposed to win that game, okay? The Raiders were. That was on a platter for the Raiders to win that, and they just blew it. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are a formidable duo that you definitely are going to have to be looking at in the future. They will be making noise and probably will be in the playoff hunt for years to come. So shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals for winning that game. Hand clap for the Cincinnati Bengals. You know what I'm saying? And in the next game of the day, you had the Buffalo Bills beating the crap out of the New England Patriots 47-17. At one point, that game was 31-0. So let's get a boo for the New England Patriots. You know what I'm saying? As they say, nothing to see here. Move on. Game number 3. You had the Tampa Bay Buccaneers basically dominating the Philadelphia Eagles 31-15. Tom was on his bullshit. Tom was on his I'm 31 even though I'm 40 plus. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mike Evans. Shout out to Gronk. I would say shout out to AB, but obviously he ain't there no more. So the Bucks train is going to keep on moving no matter who's on it. Okay? So yeah, the Bucks beat the Eagles 31-15. For the Eagles, I'm just glad my boys from Alabama, Jalen Hurts, and my boy, the wide receiver, Deontay something, basically had a good game. But they can't hold up to what the Bucks are bringing. So the Bucks basically ran through them 31-15. Tom had like 4 or 5 touchdown passes. And they'll be moving on. Not really much to say on that. That was kind of a smash. It was anticlimactic. The game of the day had to be the San Francisco 49ers going into Dallas and beating the Dallas Cowboys, aka them boys. Yeah, so it was an excellent game. Shout out to Jimmy G. Shout out to Debo. Shout out to Bosa. Shout out to Coach Shanahan. Niners played well. They brought it all together. And defense held up. You had Dallas looked uncomfortable. They looked 100% uncomfortable. Dak looked uncomfortable from the beginning. You have CeeDee Lamb didn't catch a ball until the third quarter. You can't win like that when you have your top guy not catching any balls. So the Niners beat the Cowboys 23-17 in Dallas. Dallas was quite upset. A lot of Dallas fans want to put the game on a bad call by the umpire, who basically had to chase after Dak, who ran the ball. Obviously, that was a bad football play. Running the ball, let's be clear. Dak running the ball was a bad football play with that amount of time on the clock. It should have been throw. I need Dak to raise his hand and just be like, you know what? I probably should not have ran. Because honestly, my first thought when he took off was, what the fuck are you doing? I'm saying, I was like, dude, that doesn't even look right. With the time on the clock, with what's going on here, that doesn't even look right that you take off. You force the umpire to sprint up like Usain Bolt to get the ball down and move around you, and you're like trying to blame it later on him. Come on, dude. Shout out to the 49ers for pulling that game out 23-17, on to the next. You know what I'm saying? And the game after that, you had the Kansas City Chiefs basically taking the Pittsburgh Steelers out to the woodshed and whipping their ass 42-21. This game was basically not a game. This was over in the first half. Steelers didn't stand a chance. The biggest deal about this game was the fact that it was Ben Roethlisberger's swan song. So shout out to Ben Roethlisberger on I would say, an outstanding, great career. I think he's headed to the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Coming out of, where did he go? Oh, Pittsburgh of Ohio, or some small school. You know, Ben didn't go to a big school. He lasted a long time. He had a long career in the NFL with the Steelers, all with one team. That says a lot about a guy. You know what I'm saying? So good luck to Ben Roethlisberger. The one bad thing about Ben, yes, he's going out. He had a great career. The one thing that we all know is going to be that cloud, that black cloud over Ben Roethlisberger, just like Kobe, those rape allegations. Those things, people never forget that. You know, even when Kobe passed away, people still want to mention Colorado on some disrespectful shit. So there's no way Ben Roethlisberger is going to avoid that. So he'll always have those two incidents that were accused, whether it was proven, whatever. That's a blacklist on Ben. That's a black mark on Ben. So, but anyway, shout out to Ben Roethlisberger. Good luck in retirement. Pittsburgh is gonna have to find them a new quarterback to move on. And shout out to Mike Tomlin, aka Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying? The last game of the day last week was actually a good game too, because actually, yeah, I mean, it was somewhat good, but you had the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Arizona Cardinals, and the Rams basically beat the crap out of the Cardinals. It was sad. You know what? Before I go on with this Kyler situation, let me get a beat. Word up. It's the Capital P Podcast, episode 10. Red alert. Red alert. So the Rams beat the Cards 34-11. They basically had Kyler Murray looking like he should go back to baseball, man. Kyler was out here shook like a Mobb Deep song. You heard? Kyler's passes were looking horrible. They had him running all over the place. Rams showed no mercy, man. Shout out to Odell Beckham Jr., who had a really good game. He showed that LA is where he wants to be, probably where he should be. Obviously, he's happy. So shout out to the Rams on beating the Arizona Cardinals 34-11. So that's how all those games went, basically. That's the results of those games. So you have the Bengals, Bills, Bucks, Niners, Chiefs, and Rams all winning. So let's get a hand clap for them. Next week, this coming weekend, Saturday and Sunday, you got 2 games Saturday, 2 games on Sunday, right? On Saturday, you got the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tennessee Titans at 1:30 on Saturday. The Cincinnati Bengals versus the Tennessee Titans. Game number 2 on Saturday. Let me get a drum roll for my boys. You got the San Francisco 49ers going all the way to Green Bay and taking on them Packers. Boy, them Packers. Yes, sir. But I think the Niners can do it. You know, it's going to be cold wind. We ain't no fear in that. We have no fear of the Green Bay Packers. We have no fear of Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying? We might need to stay away from him if he ain't vaccinated. I'm just kidding. That's Saturday's game. There's 2 games on Saturday. You got the Bengals Titans and the Niners Packers on Saturday at 1:30 and 5 p.m. respectively. Okay? And on Sunday, the playoffs continue with the Rams and the Bucks. The Rams are going into Tampa Bay, taking on the Bucks on Sunday at 12 noon. You know, I already got the Bucks. I got the Bucks winning that for sure. I think Tom will, obviously be able to withstand anything. The Bucks got offense. The Bucks got defense. The Bucks got coaching. And I don't know. I don't think the Rams don't handle pressure well. Although, shout out to their defense with Aaron Donald, Von Miller. They got all these dudes, man. Rams do have D. It's going to be a real good battle, but I got the Bucks winning that. And in the final game of the day on Sunday, you got the Buffalo Bills taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City on Sunday at approximately 3:30 p.m. So hopefully everybody will be tuning into those games. NFL playoffs continue this weekend. Shout out to the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So sticking with sports for a hot minute, I gotta talk about my Lakers. So the Lakers, as of today on Wednesday, their record is 22 wins and 22 losses. So just so we're clear, okay, that's not good. Okay, 22 and 22 is basically they're batting 500. Out of 44 games they've split them. Okay, that's not good enough. That's not Laker material. LeBron expects more than that, and I expect more from that. Everybody expects more. 22 and 22 will not cut it for the Los Angeles Lakers. They got to get it together. I know Russ can do it, man. I know Russell Westbrook can do it. We just got to stick with him. And I think hopefully we'll be able to turn it around. So let me get a hand clap for the Lakers. Okay, so I was calling this episode Red Alert because earlier this week on Drink Champs with Nori and DJ Effin, they had a special guest who was Cool DJ Red Alert. Of course, we all know Cool DJ Red Alert is a hip-hop legend. A 100% hip-hop legend. Cool DJ Red Alert. If you don't know who that is, Google him. Without this dude, we wouldn't have a lot of the things that we have in hip-hop to this day. My man was dropping so many gems of knowledge throughout this interview. It was ridiculous. I mean, without Cool DJ Red Alert, we wouldn't have the Native Tongue Crew, the Jungle Brothers, Tribe Called Quest, Black Sheep, De La Soul. You know what I'm saying? All these dudes. He's dropping jewels like Black Sheep was called Black Sheep because they were the black sheep of the Native Tongue Crew. Period. Mr. Long and Drez. Shout out to the Black Sheep. Engine number 9 on the New York Transit line. If my train comes off the track, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Alert was dropping all kind of gems, right? He definitely wanted to let it be known and clear that he used to be the hype man for KRS-One. Nori hit him with the old, so you were Spliff Star before Spliff Star, right? Cool DJ Red Alert. My man has to be up in his 60s now. You know, he had his sons with him. They need a podcast on their own, man. It was a very good interview. I was entertained all throughout. Cool DJ Red Alert said he's credited with being credited for being in the most hip hop videos, most cameos in hip hop videos in history. Cool DJ Red Alert. So if you get a chance to check out Drink Champs with Cool DJ Red Alert, watch the entire thing. It was like 2.5 hours of hip hop history, like taking a field trip. You know? So I'm sticking with a little hip hop right now. So Basically, this is the part where I come with a random ass question. So hit me with a random ass question. Who are your top 5 Sacramento MCs? Wow. Who are my top 5 favorite Sacramento MCs of all time? In my opinion, my personal, okay. Well, since, I'm gonna be honest, I've been around, I'm born and raised in Sacramento. I know all these dudes, okay? I like to think I was around when a lot of these dudes were starting. So, and I have a certain taste. So I do have a 5, and I'm gonna name 5, but it's in no particular order. Okay, it's not in a particular order. I don't want anyone to get mad. I don't want anyone to feel no type of way. So it's in no particular order. It's gonna be 5 dudes that I name that are my top 5 Sacramento MCs. I know all these dudes personally. Before I do that, let me get a beat. Okay. So again, before I start this list, let me just say this. Sacramento hip hop from the era I come from, okay? It wouldn't be what it is or what it was. You have to give a shout out to the Funky Socialistics, aka the Socialistics, Jazz, Lock, Spec. They had a DJ, I can't remember my dude's name, but you know what I'm saying? You Are My Love. I've known those dudes since the Hiram Johnson hallways. Okay, so shout out to the Funky Socialistics. You also have you can't not mention the Cuff, California Underground Funk, CUF. That's Nate the Great on the production. Always super dope. Crush, RJ, my man Pete B. Man, those dudes were dope, man. Shoot, who else? I give a shout out to my boy, the Tri Numbskull crew, the Tri Numbs, Eargasmics, all these dudes, man. This is a lot of guys, right? So, okay, so here's my 5 in no particular order. Okay, my favorite. That if I was making a 5-person track of classic Sacramento dudes, here's who would be on it in no particular order. Let me get a drum roll. The first dude on this 5-person posse track, if I was making it, would be Spec the Knucklehead from Socialistics. You all know Spec. When Spec rhymes, my ears perk up, or at least back then. When Spec rhymes, my ears perk up, okay? My dude is super dope with his wordplay. You know what I'm saying? Spec had that dope wordplay always. So shout out to him, shout out to the Socialistics. So it'd be Spec the Knucklehead at my first spot. Then in my second slot on my second verse would be my dude Pete Betancourt from the Cuff. You know what I'm saying? Pete beat rhymes. You gotta listen, man. This guy's wordplay is like no other. You know, I've been a fan of the Cuff for a long time, and I've been a fan of PB for a long time. I've hung out with them, smoked with them, and they're all cool dudes, man. All those dudes. So next up, on my third verse, I got my boy E-Train in effect on my third verse. You know what I'm saying? Let me get a clap for my boy E-Train. From Sac, you definitely know who E-Train is. If you met him, you know his energy. You know that he's a good dude, period. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog. I've known him really from the start, to be honest. You know, his first song, as far as I'm concerned, was "Who Gets the Last Laugh," and I still tell him today that that's my favorite song. He needs to remix it, give it a 2022 upkick, and re-release "Who Gets the Last Laugh," because that song is shit. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my dog E-Train, man. You know. Okay, so fourth up to bat, and the fourth verse on my Ultimate Sacramento MC track. So this dude, I have to say RIP, man. I had a lot of respect for this kid, you know what I'm saying? Because when I met him, he was actually just a little dude, still rocking glasses, you know what I'm saying? So give a hand out for my dude, Doughy Rock. God rest the dead. That's my dog, man. So I would definitely put Doughy Rock on that track because Doughy Rock had that flavor. You know, everybody knows that already. Doughy Rock had that flavor. He had those hard rhymes. His wordplay was unmatched. Doughy Rock, man. What more is there to say? When my man passed, I was definitely surprised. I've known him since Kennedy Estates days, back before everything. I met him when I was like 10 years, 11, 12 years old, type of shit. One more hand clap for Doughy Rock. My fifth slot. Coming to the end here on my fifth slot. My fifth slot, my last and fifth verse. It took me a minute, but I realized who I have to have on here. And no disrespect to anyone, like I said, that I didn't put on here, so don't trip. But I gotta give my fifth spot to my old dog, man. This dude came through. When he came through, it was like, oh, did you hear him? He's coming with that shit. Let me give it up for my dog, Shaheed Shabazz. Shout out to Shaheed Shabazz, my old Universal God Squad homie. You know what I'm saying? Let me get another hand clap. Shaheed Shabazz, put him. If I would have him come in fifth on the track, and it would be dope. You know, I probably would want the track to be produced by. It probably would be produced by Nate Curry, Nate the Great. And I would either try to have, let's see, maybe DJ Epic has dope. Yeah, maybe DJ Epic and Tone Pesci for sure. Them three on it would make it dope. You guys know that. Let me get a shout out to all them three dudes, man. That's hip hop personified. So that's my five. That's my second five-man track that I would have on there. I'd have Spec the Knucklehead from Socialix. I'd have PB, Pete Betancourt from The Cuff up on there too, spitting fire. And I'd have my dog E-Train coming straight out of Atlanta right now via SAC. And then I'd have my rest in peace to my boy Doughy Rock. All due respect to Doughy Rock, I definitely would put him on there. And anybody who knows him knows he would spit fire on that for sure. So. And last but not least, I put my dog Shaheed Shabazz on there, running fifth, you know. Shaheed always came with fire, man. That's for sure, man. And you know what? I'm going to give an honorable mention. I'm going to give an honorable mention to my boy Maurice Calloway, coming straight out of McClatchy High. If you guys know Maurice Calloway, he spits that fire. You know what I'm saying? AKA Kadi. You know what I'm saying? That's my dog personally. I know him. I've heard his music. It's moved me. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the same room when this dude was rhyming and it just moved me. So shout out to Maurice Calloway. I give him the definitely honorable mention. He'd be number 6 if one of these dudes couldn't get there or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So no disrespect to anyone who I didn't put on there or whatever. I love all y'all. So that would be my 5-man Sacramento MC. Those are my top 5 guys. So let me get a hand clap for those 6 dudes. Okay. As you guys can see, I changed up the background a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still, I'm still geared up and all that. But as you can see, I changed my background because this is actually a little more comfortable. You know, this is a lot more comfortable, to be honest with you. The lighting is more easy. Everything is more easy. I appreciate you guys for checking out the podcast. Hopefully you guys have watched episode 1 through 9. If you haven't, do yourself a favor and go check them out. So at this point, I got one new video that I'm going to show you guys. And this is the third video out of my little called The Therapist. Okay, this is video number 3 from The Therapist. Okay, so check that out. Check it out. So, Mr. Kitty, why don't you tell me why you came in to see me today? Damn, Mr. Kitty, sorry to hear that. But your owner and his buddies are a bunch of dumb fucks. They got in over their heads. They're not coming back for a while. You can come stay with me, though. It's all good. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that video, man. The therapist, that little kitten, that little kitty was funny, right? Right. The therapist. Let me get a hand clap for the therapist. So episode 10 of the Capital P podcast. I appreciate you guys for checking in. This episode is entitled Red Alert. And so the last topic I want to talk about on this episode is a book. What book, you say? Manny Ramirez. This book is called Becoming Manny. Becoming Manny. Manny Ramirez is one of my favorite baseball players of all time, okay? My dude came straight out of Washington Heights, New York, right? Couldn't even speak English. Went to high school in New York and could not speak English. Manny tore up the baseball fields in New York, okay? Ended up getting drafted by the Cleveland Indians, aka the Guardians, that will be coming out now, the Cleveland Guardians. Let me get a hand clap to Cleveland for changing their name. So Manny wrote this book, very informative about his life, you know. I hate that Manny got caught up in the steroid situation towards the end of his career. But before he retired, he definitely was able to collect a couple of bags. You know, he's over the 100 million. I don't know, maybe twice or so. Manny definitely made an impact when he signed with the Dodgers. Remember when he signed with the Dodgers? Toward the end of his career, he was wearing number 99. And he was tearing it up. He had the Dodger mania going crazy. Manny had the cool hair. And it was just Manny being Manny. He was doing his own thing. He was a professional hitter. Is what Manny Ramirez was a professional hitter. So shout out to Manny Ramirez. This is an excellent book. If you ever get a chance to read this, Becoming Manny, all about him living in Washington Heights, New York, not speaking English, making it all the way up to the major leagues with the Cleveland Indians, going from Cleveland to Boston. That's where he really made noise. Winning World Series with Boston, he helped them win that. So shout out to Manny Ramirez. He'll probably never have to buy a drink in Boston. So Becoming Manny, excellent book. I give this book 3.5 stars out of 5. Okay, it's an excellent read on the baseball tip if you're into sports. So check that out. Becoming Manny. We need a hand clap for Manny Ramirez. It is January 19th, 2022. It is the Capital P Podcast, episode 10, Red Alert. I appreciate you guys for checking in, man. I really do. I've done 9 episodes already, and to me, I'm really humble. So to me, I go into it with not high expectations. To me, let's just say, for example, 10 views to me is good. That means 10 times someone watched anything I'm doing. So if I get near 100, to me, that's like 1,000,000. Okay? And I appreciate every single person for watching what I'm doing, because I just try to make it fun. And that's it. So I appreciate you guys for checking into my podcast. This is episode 10, and I'm just going to keep going. Wait till I get to episode number 150, episode number 100. I might throw a party. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. So with that being said, episode 10 of the Capital P Podcast is coming to a close. I hope you guys have a good evening. But you know what? Before I dip away, let me get one more beat. Word up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, don't forget one more thing. The next Drink Champ interview is going to be with the Alcoholics. If you guys know the Licks, the Alcoholics, straight out of LA, classic hip hop group, super dope. They've been to SAC many times. Shout out to Conscious Vibe. We know those guys real well. Shout out to my dude Tash. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Licks. Alcoholics will be on the next Drink Champ, so that should be good. Check that out. Other than that, man, shout out to my mom, Rosemary, my dad, Herman, my brothers, Pep, Chris. Shout out to the whole family, man. Shout out to all my dudes. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, you guys have a good night. I appreciate you guys for checking in. And you already know how I go out. Peace.